All right. It took a second, but I think we got her finally going, Mike.
All right.
Uh, Sorry, everybody who's just going to start tuning in here. That took so long. It was my fault. Is here in Newfoundland, our connection's always awesome. But Mike is able to join us, and thanks, Mike, for having a chat with me about PTSD.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm just checking out your ink work, man. You got some nice ink work done on your arm there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any meaning behind any of the ink?
Um, not really. It's just something I've always wanted to get done, and I had it done when I was in Florida. When I was at Bay Pines at the VA Center, doing my first stint at. Actually, it was my second one. My second stint for military sexual trauma and PTSD inpatient therapy.
Oh wow.
So I was there 11 weeks, and it took me 7 weeks to have this done. So I did it every week.
Oh, very cool, man. Very cool. So, Mike, tell us a little bit about who Mike is. Where did who are you, and where did PTSD start for you?
So I'm 44 years old, and in 1990 I joined the military. I was 18 years old, and I got to my first duty station in Korea. I was a infantry soldier, and I was stationed in Korea. When I got into country, about 3 weeks into country, I was sexually assaulted by my first sergeant. And a little background, I actually wasn't even supposed to be there. I was supposed to be a senior in high school. My parents thought that I needed to grow up.
Okay.
I wasn't necessarily a bad kid or anything like that. I didn't ditch school. I didn't party. I didn't drink. I was a decent student, and I played sports. But I didn't get along with my parents, and there were some things that had happened to me. I was bullied as in high school, and I didn't share it with my parents. And I started acting out against them.
Right.
And so they felt that the Army would be the best place for me.
Right. Yeah. Okay. But you weren't even finished high school yet.
No. So when I took some college prep courses in order to join the military, and then at my first duty station, I got my GED.
Okay.
I was able to get my GED during the trial and everything like that while that was going on.
Wow. Holy man. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what you were going through for that.
No, it was tough. I couldn't share with my family. I was alone. They even isolated me. They put me in my own quarters, my own barracks. I never even had to show up for formation anymore after this happened. After I reported it.
Yeah.
I was completely left alone.
Was it tough for you to report it?
I wasn't even going to report it. It was reported. What happened was that he ended up getting caught actually doing this to another soldier. And I was coming home one evening, and one of my squad members came to me and said, "Did you hear what happened to the first sergeant?" And I got this sickening feeling all over me, and I knew exactly what he was talking about. And I broke down and cried, and I lost it.
Yeah.
And I told him what happened, and he took me straight to the company commander, and I reported it to my platoon sergeant, who happened to be best friends with the first sergeant. So it was quite yeah. There was a lot of crap going on.
Yeah, yeah. And like you were so far away from home too when all this was going down.
I'm sorry, what's that?
You were so far away from home and everything when all this was going down as well, right?
Yes. My parents, my family was back in California, and I was in Korea, and I was alone. I was all by myself.
Man, that had to be tough, man.
Yeah, I wasn't ready to deal with this this type of adult situation. I'm still a kid.
Yeah.
For all rights, I'm supposed to be in high school.
Yeah.
Ready for winter formal, and going to a dance.
Yeah. And and you think with the military, you're in like a kind of a brotherhood. I mean, I'm in the military.
Right.
So.
And that's the other thing. Especially your first sergeant, you don't think that this is going to happen. And see, these are your brothers and sisters, and they're going to protect you. You're supposed to be in a firefox to get, fox.
Yeah, this is like a guy that you're looking up to. You're a leader. I've had many sergeants that throughout my career that I've always looked up to.
Right.
So to have this, yeah.
Yeah, it was quite difficult.
Yeah. How was it when telling your parents? Because I know you said your parents sent you over to make you tough.
I hadn't told my parents until probably 2005.
Wow, yeah.
And when I did share with my parents, I was already so far gone from everything. When I got home, I returned home in 1994 after the service. I ended up doing 3.5 years, and I tried to stay in. I ended up getting married. I ended up having a kid. My son, we got divorced after 14 months. Her new husband adopted my son.
Right.
I was a mess. I was getting Article 15s, which I don't know about in Canada, but here, those are UCMJ actions against soldiers that are doing things wrong. So I wasn't showing I was not showing up for formations. I was smarting off to my subordinates, and I was losing it. And I was drinking a lot. I was heavily drinking. And my parents didn't understand what was going on. The isolation, the anger, the fighting, all this kind of stuff, the nightmares. And I told them what had happened, and my dad said, well, get over it. And they didn't know. My mom said the same thing. Get over it. It's over. It happened in 1990. This is 2005. You should be fine.
Yeah.
They didn't understand. And that really tore us apart.
Yeah.
But just recently, in September of 2015, I began to share my journey, and we really sat and talked. And my parents have done like a 180 as well as I have. They are supportive. They are understanding. They've read up on it. They don't completely, get it, but I'm their son now, and they understand a little bit of the emotions that goes along with PTSD.
Yeah.
And so that's been a blessing.
Yeah. Do you think it's because PTSD is getting more talked about?
I think so. My dad is I would say he's he's old school Vietnam vet.
Whoa, Vietnam vet.
Yeah, he's a Vietnam vet. My grandfather was a World War II vet.
Whoa,
And
you come from a family like myself.
Yes, yeah. So I come back from a long line of soldiers, and with PTSD changing and things like that, they are starting to pick up on it, and they're starting to get a better understanding of it. So it's been helpful. But there needs to be more done, especially when it comes to military sexual assault trauma. People still don't understand that does happen in the service.
Yeah, you're right.
Especially the men, they don't get it. They just don't get it. It's natural they think that to have a woman, but that's not right.
Well, it's overlooked, buddy. It's overlooked. I mean, when people think PTSD and veteran, first thought right now is Afghanistan, right? Or like yourself, the Iraq and other things, right? Like they think tour is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
They don't think of that assault.
No, that's the funny thing is that two people could be sitting on the corner of a street and see a horrific accident. One person could get over that, but the other person could be traumatized by that accident.
Sure,
and
yeah.
Can cause PTSD.
Yeah, everybody takes things differently.
No, right, exactly.
Yeah. So, what kind of symptoms were you showing with PTSD? I know you're talking about nightmares.
So, I've run from anger, flashbacks. I still have flashbacks. Anxiety, panic attacks, where I feel like I'm having a heart attack. I'm sorry.
That's good. No, I got a dog of my own, buddy.
Having a heart attack and so forth. Hold on.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry about that, guys. Hold on.
We'd like to take this break to let you know that having a dog is a great thing to deal with your PTSD. The dog will get you outside because you got to take it for walks. I'm sure there are dogs out there who
I
can
am
sense.
so sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. Dogs are great, man. I got one of myself.
Yes. Nightmares, panic attacks, anxiety, isolation. I still have a hard time sleeping even today. I still, I'm up every hour or so, every 2 hours,
Yeah,
and it's crazy. You know, I feel much better, but it is. I still can't sleep that well.
yeah.
And this has been 26 years. Anxiety is really tough, and something else that I hold on, and I think that's one of the big symptoms of PTSD, is that I hold on to emotions, especially sad. If I'm sad, it lingers for such a long, long time.
I agree, man.
Get over it.
Yeah, I agree. You can go through the whole day, man. And for me, a lot of times I just keep telling myself, tomorrow I'll feel better. Tomorrow I'll feel better.
Yeah.
Mike, Louise says that she feels like her dad also didn't understand. I just want to remind members you can always ask questions here too. I'm just going through some of the comments here. Michelle says, I am too scared to tell my family about my PTSD. They just won't understand at all.
That I understand where Michelle's coming about, not wanting to. It's not necessarily not wanting to tell your family, but it's a very scary thing to say and tell your family. But there's not that stigma like it used to be. Again, PTSD is starting to come out to the forefront, and when I told my parents the first time, I also didn't really sit them down and have a heart-to-heart with them. I was mean, I was gruff about it, and I was cursing, I was mad.
Yep.
When I sat down today and spoke with them, you know, I came from a different area. I came from a place of compassion and empathy, not for just me, but for my family, so that they could understand and really be there with me as I'm saying this and sharing this with them. And I would say that you know, I wouldn't be afraid to say anything to your family, because you don't know how they're going to react. You may be surprised, pleasantly surprised, and they may be there right there for you. The one thing that I find to be very difficult as well is that they immediately want to fix it.
Yeah.
They want to fix it. You know, they want to fix it, and you can't fix this. You know, you can't tell me, okay, you're fine, you're safe. You know, you can't do that. I have to do that within me. And I just need you to, sometimes I just need you to hold my hand.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
And just not say a word. Don't say anything, because you don't get it.
No, man. Yeah, you're. It sounds like you're talking about my life. Elizabeth says it makes her mad because she's supposed to be able to control her emotions, and she can't do it with this. And I agree 100% with Elizabeth. That's one thing about PTSD is you kind of lose control of your emotions. You get mad for no reason. You get sad for no reason. And I know one thing for me, like, I get emotional watching weird TV shows now. Like, I get so involved.
Right.
Like, I remember watching the one that kills me all the time, and everyone laughs, is I watched this Cialis commercial. And there's this father handing his son the keys to the car. Like, go ahead, son. And I'm like, oh my God, it's beautiful.
Right.
Get emotional about everything, man.
Right. Yeah. Recently, and I will go with you with that. During my journey in really changing myself and really working, the therapy that I've done, the inpatient that I've done, and with the gym and everything, I've noticed that I have become more emotional as well. I feel more.
Yeah.
And I will cry, and it's okay. It's okay.
Yep.
It's fine. And don't beat yourself up, especially if your emotions get all out of whack. I don't beat myself up on that, and I would recommend anybody not. It's not fair to you. Love yourself. Love that little boy or little girl that's inside of you. Because that's who's hurting. That's who's hurting, and that's who we need to fix.
Yeah, I hear that. Here's something interesting. Elizabeth said, "I'm scared." Oh, hang on. I'm scared to let my kids go to sleep because that's how my friend passed. I'm up all hours making sure they are breathing. Wow. Yeah. I can't relate to that, but I get it.
Yeah, I'm staying vigilant, staying on guard. I don't know about that, and Elizabeth, I feel for you. I have much empathy when it comes to your situation, and I hope that I hope I'm not lying by saying that I hope that you're in therapy, that you're getting some good help that way, but. You just keep doing you, and my heart goes out to you. I get that.
All the members. All that comes from all the members. Yeah. Oh, we have another one here. Peggy says, that's for sure. How were you able to get your family to understand the only person who could fix this was you?
That's funny. That goes back to September 2015, when I started my journey. So I re-isolated myself again, but in a good way. I wanted to focus solely on me, and I really needed to do the real work. And I took my cognitive processing therapy that I did, and I just used that. I used the tools. And I began to, when I'm talking to others, I began to use those tools. And I found that through my training, that my mind began to, the storm began to calm down.
Okay.
So I could speak without having to be upset about my past, without having to cry over my trauma. And I was able to sit my parents down and really explain to them, one, what PTSD is. And an aha moment happened with them. And sharing the traumatic experience with them.
Yeah.
And letting them know it's not your fault. That's something too. They begin to think, well, if we wouldn't have done this to you, you wouldn't have done this. This would not have happened to you. I will tell you, and I told them the same thing. I would go through all of this all again to be where I'm at today. Because I know that whether you believe in God or whatever, I know that I have a purpose, and this is my purpose. And I explained that to them, and they got it.
That's amazing.
They understood that it was all me that needed to do this. There's nothing that you need to do. Just
amazing,
support me.
Yeah.
Help me. That's it.
Amazing. And I checked you out. I checked out your YouTube channel. Let's talk about your YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing some great videos there, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I have a knack for it. I love it. I love being in front of the camera. I love talking to people, and I love sharing. And hoping to motivate and inspire others to try to find the peace within themselves as well.
Yeah. Tell the members how they can find your YouTube channel.
So I have two different same channel but two different sites. One is for PTSD, where I share my struggles, You know, in fact, I'll be uploading tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about my anxiety that I was having and I was going through, and what I did in order to kind of calm that down. It didn't go away. I'll give you guys a heads up now. Is that I went to the gym and I worked out, and it didn't go away after the gym after I worked out, but I felt better.
Yep.
The other is that I'm sharing my journey to my first men's physique competition.
Yes.
In bodybuilding, and here I'm showing that we still can go for our dreams. And my dream was always to be fit and compete. I'm athletic. I love that, but I stopped, and I want to share that with you guys as well. And I'm going to be changing this, and I just in the state of Oregon, we are a registered charity. I am from PTSD to Freedom is now a registered charity. We are working on our 501c3. We're waiting for that to come through, which takes about 5 to 6 months. You know.
Yeah, wicked,
but,
man, wicked.
I'm going to be changing that, and I'm going to be making this more about the charity, not about me. Because this isn't about me, guys. This is about you guys and wanting to be there for you so you can feel what I feel.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love it. I love it. Kayla says sometimes she feels alone. Kayla, I want you to know you're not alone. You got a lot of members here that got your back. I know what you feel. I know what you feel like because for many years I haven't dealt with it as long as Mike. I've dealt with PTSD for 10 years. I spent a lot of time hid away in my basement. It's funny. You don't want to feel alone, but you spend most of your time pushing everybody away.
Right? Isn't that funny? And it's. I understand. I still feel alone today.
Yeah.
At times, and. Because no matter how much work that we put into this, I don't think that we will completely heal our. I mean, I don't know how to say it because I don't want to think that we can recover. But I personally still struggle. I still struggle, but I know how to deal with it. But I still feel alone, and I still feel isolated at times.
Yeah, you can feel alone because you don't feel like people truly understand sometimes.
Exactly. Especially when you're triggered and you all of a sudden break out in cold sweats and you stop. And you, for me, I will stop and I no longer am. I hunker down a little bit and I get scared. I get scared and people are like, what is your problem? What's wrong with you?
And so many times we spend so much time hiding our symptoms.
Yeah.
I call it wearing a mask. We got to wear this mask and try to be the person that we either used to be or try to be the person that we think everybody wants us to be. Exactly.
And since I never knew who I was ever, again, 18, I'm still trying to figure out who I am. And then I figured, okay, well then I'll just pick up somebody else's persona, and I'll try to be them. I've never known who I was, and I never knew what I wanted. I never had a dream. I never had a passion until now.
Yeah.
So being alone, I get that. All I ever did was sit in my house, and drink and watch TV. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, people with PTSD can always feel really drained because throughout the day they're having these little small triggers.
Right.
You got up in the morning and you spilled coffee and you figure, small trigger. You got in your car and you drove to work and the guy in front of you drove really slow. To me, that's a big trigger, right? But all those little triggers, and you let it go, and then you get home and you're just exhausted.
Exactly.
You're exhausted.
Exactly. And you and I were getting our cameras ready, and I was getting frustrated.
Yeah.
That's a trigger for me.
It is. When stuff isn't working right, yeah?
Yeah. So, yeah, and it is draining. And then you try to go to sleep, and you're waking up every hour, or you're not sleeping.
Yes.
It's hell on earth. It is tough.
Yeah, I remember for I don't know how long I made a mistake of putting my alarm clock in sight of where I was lying in bed. So I wake up at some hour and look at the clock. Oh, it's 1 o'clock, and then I go back to sleep and wake up again. Oh, it's 2:30, and go back to sleep and wait and just constantly doing it throughout the night, killing myself.
Yep.
Yeah. Mike, these videos that you're doing, do you find it helps?
I do very, very much. I very much do. I love sharing myself with the folks, and it is very cathartic for me. It's free. It's very free, and it does make me feel a lot better. And especially when people ask questions, when I know that I'm not alone.
Yep.
And that's another reason I'm putting this out here, because you guys are not alone. Our traumas are different, but the aftermath is what binds us together. And we have these thoughts, these feelings, and you're not alone in those.
Yeah. I got another comment here. I learned not to look weak in front of people, so I would get angry rather than cry, because when I was at school, I would be bullied more if I started.
Vulnerability. Yes, it's tough to be vulnerable. You've got to keep up that persona and be the tough guy.
Yeah.
I know that one very well. Yes.
Yeah, well, how about the moments where you're like, if you walk into a party, oh, Mike's here! Oh, the party's going to start now. But you're not in the mood to be that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really got it really good one time. I have a friend of mine who's an actor. I will name names. His name is Enrico Calantoni. He's a Canadian actor here. And he says, Jamie, there are times, like, his face is well known in Canada. So if we go to a restaurant, people recognize him. And he deals a little bit with PTSD, and he says there are times when you don't want to be that, hey, how's it going kind of thing, right? But he says, because people know you got to be that guy all the time. And he says it can be really draining, and I totally get that. Right?
Yeah.
If you don't want to be that happy-go-lucky guy that everyone thinks you are, but you got to put on that mask. Yeah, or wear that hat. Yeah. Yeah, I'm wearing a Toronto Maple Leafs hat. You know how hard it is to wear that with PTSD? Take that.
I see that.
Yeah. Being a Toronto Maple Leafs fan has been great for my public speaking on PTSD, because I always tell people, do you know what it's like to have PTSD and be a Toronto fan? It is killer. Well, Mike, what's next for Mike?
So, right now, I train until March 27th, and that will be my first competition. I will be doing that. Currently, just getting all my charity stuff in order and ready to get out there and start sharing.
Yep.
My goal with this charity here in the beginning is to. I believe that fitness is everything. I believe that fitness is the first beginning for changes in us. And I'm going to be offering tuition assistance for disabled vets so that they can get into either a gym, karate, yoga, Pilates, whatever would make them happy. And so that they can at least forget their symptoms and forget something for just an hour a day. And hopefully calm that storm that's in their head. So that's my goal for right now.
Amazing. That's amazing. I want you to hopefully you'll keep all the members posted on what you're doing. Share all your YouTube videos, man, on PTSD Buddies on the wall, so we can watch. And
sure.
I don't suppose this competition you're going into is going to be streamed online at all.
I'm sorry, what's that?
I don't suppose that this competition that you're going into would be streamed online. Would our members be able to see it?
My goal is to stream it live. Because,
Wicked.
I want you guys to go to YouTube, and you can Google, or just when you go on the search bar, you can either put my name, Mike Beeson, or you can type in From PTSD to Freedom. You can subscribe, and you are going to watch my journey. This is a lot different. It's kind of like a reality show, because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. in order to you.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to March together, and you're gonna watch me get up on stage and do this for the first time.
Yes.
So I'm hoping to do this live for everyone. I've already talked to my media guy, and I think that we're gonna be able to do this. But this is what's so great about this is that if you go on to YouTube and you Google inspirational things and body image changes and stuff like that, you'll find that they've already done it. And then this is what it looks like. You know, they do it in about 10 minutes, and you can see what they started and what they ended like. But now, me, you're following my journey every, you know, I post every 2 or 3 days.
Yep.
So you're following me all the way till March.
That's awesome. That's awesome. If we can do it, we'll stream it right to the PTSD Buddies wall.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to do that. Absolutely. We'll get that all taken care of, because if you got folks that want to watch, I'm all for it. Oh,
that'd be awesome. I'm sure there's lots of members out there who'd love to watch it. Mike, if you could credit one thing or something to, because you seem to be doing well with your PTSD. If you could, if there's a tip or something you could tell our members, what would it be?
You know, that's a great question, because in the beginning, I would have said the gym was the very first thing that I would give credit to. It was me taking stock in in my health. So I couldn't do it up here, so I needed to do physically. But I think today would be vulnerability. Being vulnerable. It is the toughest, and it is the toughest thing to do, is to be vulnerable. Pick certain people that you trust, that you think that you can trust, and know that will be there, and be vulnerable with them. When I get angry, I step back and say, this is why I'm angry. This is what's going on. I've been triggered. I feel this. I'm anxious. Being vulnerable for me has been life-changing for me. And it's been very receptive, even to men. You know, and I had a hard time dealing with men.
Yeah.
You know, I scared to death of them.
Yeah.
But even they have been like, I get you, and I understand. So it's been nice. I would say that.
That's good, Mike. And Mike, I'll tell you right now, the members are coming in with lots of wishes of good luck in your journey. And a lot of them are saying they plan on watching your videos. And so do I.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, guys.
So do I. So
really, I'm blessed, and I appreciate all of you. And please look me up on Facebook. Connect. It's not about numbers for me. I talk to everybody. I do my very best, because at some point I will blow up, you know. But you got me early, so I plan on. I thank everyone, and I will talk to you. So talk to me. I'm there for you guys.
That's awesome, Mike. That's awesome, man. You're an inspiration to a lot of us, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And I'm going to sign off now with the members. Mike, thanks so much for talking with me.
Thank you guys very much.
All right, and thank you, members, for having patience with us. It was all my fault with my great computer skills. I'm an Army guy. I don't know much about computer skills. But I'm going to sign off, so don't forget to subscribe to not just PTSD Buddy's YouTube channel, but subscribe to Mike's channel. Let's follow him in his journey, because it looks like it's going to be amazing. All right, take care, members.